What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched season 2 of Sakamoto Days, and we're going to be talking full spoilers ahead when it comes to our review to this season. And hopefully you've had a chance to watch the whole season, as that's what we're talking about here today. And we'll do a real quick recap. It's pretty straightforward, especially for the premise of this show. You guys have seen it, you know, but basically, we had the whole slur thing in the beginning of the season where they sent the assassins after Sakamoto and everybody. And then we jumped forward into, there's that one guy at the tower in Tokyo that ends up fighting with Sakamoto.
One of the assassins, I can't remember his name.
The whole thing leans and everybody's just fucking cool with it for some reason. They just kind of accept it.
It's a very weird world.
Then... Oh no, what happened? Slur and his homeboy ended up attacking the Assassin's HQ, which was this huge brawl with the old guy with the sword who also cut the tower. Dude's OP. And then jumping forward, Sakamoto and Shin are attempting to infiltrate the... they start going through like the training or whatever, with all the other students on the plane and then on the island, trying to... What are they trying to get again?
They're trying to get information on Slur because they found out his identity, so they want to they want to dig into his past.
But Slur's also trying to recruit.
Yeah, he's put a seed in the official Assassin's recruitment course to also recruit.
Yeah. So they make it through the training. We meet some new characters that likely will be in season 3, if there is a season 3. And basically, Sakamoto is not able to pass, even though he should have. So he gets disguised as a female teacher, his wife, which is really weird. And for 24 hours,
yes,
I think. And then Shin is just, because he passed, a student. So they're in, and that I assume will be
the setup. Yeah,
the next season is them in school with a bunch of random characters. What do we think of the season?
I do think this season was a lot more fun than the first season.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
The first season did obviously have to kind of
set up.
I felt kind of went a little slow in that regard versus this season. We just went from story beat to story beat to story beat.
Also,
a lot more fun.
Not to just jump in as I ask you what you thought, but the first season really kind of was up and down in sense of like setup, premise, similar situations constantly happening every episode, which happens in this, but there seems to be a more core story that we're going towards in season 2, as opposed to season 1. It started feeling almost repetitive of like, oh, somebody's trying to kill him again. Oh, someone's trying to kill him again. And even though that does happen in this season, there is major beats that are happening finally. Yeah. So it's there's actually a story to follow, as opposed to like, okay, every episode is just a new assassin trying to kill Sakamoto,
right?
Who can't be killed.
And this season started that way still, even with the more advanced killers basically being sent after them, and then ultimately also being told to kill each other when they're done because Slur didn't want to pay them.
Smart.
Yeah. That still felt a lot like season 1. And so like the beginning of the season, I was just kind of like, okay, this is fine, whatever. Like it's just more of the same. But then once we started getting into the, the reveal of Slur, seeing him having a collection of people following his, cause, and then them like, attacking the official Assassins organization. And then that turning into them going, okay, well, I've seen this guy before, but I don't know a lot about him, so I'm going to learn about him. And then they're planning to go through and become assassins, for the second time basically, and doing the training course. It became a lot more interesting. We got introduced to a lot more characters. We got to see just how ridiculous this world is. The fact that this assassin organization is like an officially publicly traded organization
that people go to school for.
Yeah.
It's like how many people need to be assassinated that there's a whole fucking industry.
They do kind of cover that towards the end of the season, which I appreciated. It is mostly criminals. It's not exclusively criminals.
Yeah.
But they basically said the police are mostly useless, and so that's why they exist. So, which is a crazy world, right?
That's a world I don't want to live in.
Sakamoto can also defeat people with a bag of potato chips. So
anything.
He
literally took a wheel from a fucking airplane, revved up the tire fast enough to fly forward and knock a dude into the sky
Yeah.
with it. So
Though I will say, when we got to that point of the show, at least Sakamoto wasn't just one-shotting people. So it's starting to feel a little more like he's having to fight people.
yeah, though every single, and this is in season 1 as well, but every single scenario he gets into when it comes to fighting is just like an exercise on how creative somebody can get and how Sakamoto can beat somebody.
Right.
No matter what. Like there's always just something of like, what if he did this? And then they just do it.
Well, we're also he can't like slim up anymore. That lady like forced him to stay in his chubby state, and so like he's having to learn how to fight.
Except for he can
with the extra weight.
look like his wife.
Well, that was the one dude's ability. I can't remember his name.
The
But
disguised dude, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it was a lot more interesting. Once I just kind of let go and just like realized the show is just going to be ridiculous, I was able to have a lot more fun with it. At first, I was like, man, this is like really silly, and then like I was just like, I just have to accept that it's silly, and I was able to like enjoy myself a lot more at that point. I do think the show suffers from some weird pacing, like both seasons. The second season's way better than first season, but it still has some weird pacing. I also think the animation is like so hit or miss. It's crazy. Like sometimes it looks great, and other times it's a slideshow, and I don't understand why they do that. But I mean, I do understand why they do it, but it kind of sucks. There's like a lack of consistency there.
I do agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, and then character designs and stuff like that are fun. This is a very very like animated like I don't mean like the animation, but like the characters are very like crazy looking as well. So
Yeah, I'm so mixed on the designs in the show because I think the art style is good, and we talked about this the first season as well. But like,
yeah.
I think the art style is good, but I think the eyes are animated weird or drawn weird.
They are.
They're like they're not proportional to the rest of the character designs. I guess they're like
Right,
really like basic.
and that's
like,
obviously the dude's style, but yeah,
it is, yeah. Like, and I'm not like trying to knock his style. It's just like not something. Like I said, I think most of it looks good, but then like the character faces always just look like so weird to me.
Well, he's in this last season too, but Shin is especially bad. So.
Shin's really bad, but then in this season, I was kind of noticing more and more. I'm like, I'm just like not a fan of faces.
Oh, the cat girl also had weird eyes too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly. Or like the
know,
teenager
she's a cat.
kid that Shin fought on the plane. He has got like
the
the
face
the
mask.
tired face, but like
yeah.
they're just kind of weird looking. Like I don't know. I don't know why I'm not into it, but
Well, the art style is just obviously not really. I don't think it's really doing it for either of us too much. So.
yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I just not like.
Yeah, I'm not
in love with it.
I'm not trying to talk shit, but yeah, between that and then like the animation that's like hit or miss.
Yeah.
I'm mostly watching for the bizarre scenarios that they present.
Well, yeah, and like, obviously, eventually, this showdown between these ultimate assassins. Because once we got a little taste of like Slur and his crew, and like they really kind of like jumped the bar, because we went from these slow progression, and then like the beginning of the season with these like killers that are supposed to be like crazy compared to what we've seen, and then they just immediately got dwarfed by Slur and his crew.
Yeah.
Because they're a lot closer, if not on par with Sakamoto at this point. Same with I think they're called the Order. They're also like these like insane people. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of when we get to that point. But right now we're not only obviously developing more characters and side casts and stuff like that, but we're making Shin not useless. It's basically where a lot of this is. So.
This season definitely made him a little more interesting. The first season, I'm just like, okay, so this dude's just like a fanboy of Sakamoto,
Right.
which a lot of people are apparently, especially the fangirl in this season. Yeah. But also, he's like clairvoyant, which I'm like, okay, in this show, anything can happen. There is no rhyme or reason, anything. That's fine. They've established that.
Yeah.
But anything can happen. But there's nothing special about him in a world that anything can happen. First season. Second season, they're like making him into somebody who's trying to be his own like own dude and can
Self-sufficient.
be dependable and not just rely on Sakamoto taking care of everything for him. So
He also
it was
presented
a little more
lot of
interesting.
counters to his powers in this season too. Like,
Which you have to. I mean, this show doesn't because they'll just be like Sakamoto did this and he won. But
Yeah.
to make it more interesting, they did offer some counters, which I did appreciate. And then also, you kind of touched on it, offering more of the upper echelon of assassins makes it a little more interesting in terms of like Sakamoto having to like think at all, and
Yeah,
not
he's not
just
one tapping people.
not just show up and
Yeah.
just like sit there and stare at them while they do anything. And he's like, nope.
Yeah, throws a pen at him and he's done.
Which for like
yeah.
comedic purposes, it is fun to watch that, but it kind of reminds me of like I had an example earlier when I was thinking about this because I was like, what does it remind me of? It's like the same punchline over and over and over again, and eventually gets kind of tired.
Right.
Not that it wasn't funny or that it still can't be funny, but like after a while, I'm like, okay, I get it, man. Like Sakamoto is fucking John Wick, and like nobody can take him out. So the whole show kind of feels like with all the characters in the universe they're building, which is fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just need just, and I get the show's comedic. I'm not looking for a serious story, but I want a little more to it, and we got a little bit more in this season, which is an improvement. So
Yeah, and I do think us just actually like progressing a story has helped a lot because the first season barely did anything. So, but
yeah,
that's
it was
pretty
like
to be expected.
world building and also introducing all these characters that really like felt kind of pointless. Like if you like the characters, that's fine, but like it didn't really feel like it was going anywhere. Like, oh, here's this new character. Here's kind of her backstory. Here's this sniper dude that's goofy. In season 2, he's just everybody's best friend apparently, but like, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, what? And then more people keep showing. Like, all right, what are we doing? Like, there's
Make up a ton of characters.
It's a lot of
yeah.
people, yeah. So in season 2, it felt a little more like, all right, we're heading that way.
Well, we have like a villain too, right?
Yep.
Like we've seen them, we've met them now. It's not just this mysterious dude drawing X's on walls now. So.
Which we needed because the first like 3 or 4 episodes of random guy showing up and funny way of taking him out was funny, but like I'm like, you can't do that for multiple seasons.
Right,
we need
right.
like something happening here. So
Yeah. That being said, I am looking forward to. I'm sure there will be a 3rd season. This show doesn't look too expensive to make, so I am looking forward to seeing where they take it because at this point, like we are going somewhere finally, and I was definitely a lot more intrigued, especially the second half of this season. So
yeah, and I've been curious about what the reception of the show is. I don't really follow anime circles online or anything like that, but like I talk with people in real life, and I've talked to some people who I wouldn't necessarily think are like big anime people, but they happen to have watched Sakamoto Days on Netflix, and they're like, it's pretty funny. So like people are watching it.
Yeah.
They're finding it funny. So I don't know why they wouldn't make and it's Netflix too. Netflix will dump money into something until they decide, nope, get rid of it. So I could see them
going heavy on anime. It's crazy.
Yeah, fucking the Demon Slayer movie, I think broke records. Infinity Castle, whatever. We watched it. We'll be doing a review of it. So yeah, Hollywood's gonna and Netflix is gonna be very interested in that. So,
Yeah.
Especially because they're floundering and everything else. So anyway, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see season 3 of Sakamoto Days.
Yeah.
So I also Googled something earlier about this season, and I think it's not season 2. They're saying it's core 2 or something. Yeah. But
because 24 episodes is a season.
But people are also just calling it season 2. So for common vernacular, I'll also just call it season 2. Yeah. But when I Googled that, there was a thing of like Sakamoto Days live action. So I don't know if that
was recently announced. Yeah.
It was announced.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't follow the shit, so I don't know. But I think this could lend itself to live action pretty easily. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm so sick of the core thing. That's something they've kind of done over the more recent years of anime where like they'll do a half a season, and so now it's like a core. So core 1, core 2. Instead of doing like 20 some episode drops, they do these 12 episode drops and call it a core, and I hate it. So yeah, we watched the second part. We're calling it season 2. So
yeah, it seems like a lot of other people are as well.
Yeah.
So if I'm not supposed to call it that, let me know. Yeah. Anything else?
no.
I'm gonna be really honest here. I'm not a huge fan of this show so far, but I do think it's getting better, which is great. The first season we watched, and go watch our reviews of that if you're curious about our thoughts at the time. But in retrospect, the premise sounded cool. I thought it sounded like a good idea. Like it sounded like a funny idea, and it was. But I think the first season kind of like was kind of flat by the time we finished it. So getting into this season, I wasn't super excited to watch it, but I was curious about like, what are you going to do with that story moving forward? And I do think they elevated it quite a bit more than I thought they would actually, because I thought we're going to like still play the who is Slur thing, and not really reveal him, but get a little closer, maybe have like an interaction. But like he was like pretty
He was there.
front and center throughout the season, so I was pretty surprised by that. Also, the introduction of new characters that all seem more substantial and powerful was more interesting as well. The season
They're
did
still here.
Yeah, the season did start with like some killers coming after them that they easily destroyed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we're doing this again, but they're just saying these guys are scarier, but they're not. But it did get more interesting once Slur got involved. He also has like henchmen that are also powerful, but not too powerful because that old guy showed up and just wrecked that one dude.
Yeah, everyone's scared of him.
Yeah, which I thought was interesting. I want to know more about that guy. I like that he just walk around mumbling and just cutting shit in half. Even though felt a little cliche, unlike, every anime's got some situation where there's groups of people out in the woods going up against each other, doing like games or whatever, competing.
Good old tropes.
Yep. I thought it was still fun.
Yeah.
The scenarios were ridiculous. I also like. First off, my favorite character of the whole show is fucking Kill Baby. I forgot about him until I just mentioned the island. That there's just a dude with a bandana that has Kill Baby on it, and he's called that, and he's just always in the background, not really doing much,
No one cares about him.
not really helping. He has something to say, and he's like, when they're falling through the sky, and he's like showed up, and I'm like, what do you have to do with any of this?
Right.
And he's just like, I'm part of this too. And it's like, okay. And then on the island, he's part of the team, but he doesn't really do anything. He's just there complaining.
Yeah, that's his real power.
Yeah. And his name's Kill Baby. It's like, it's literally like the perfect character for me. So I hope we see more Kill Baby in season 3. And hopefully not like, what's his name? Heisuke? The sniper guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, what's he doing?
I know the bird's Pisuke.
Pisuke.
So.
But he's just like existing in the show. I don't remember where I was going with any of this. Oh, the island in the competition, whatever.
Right.
They introduce all these assassins, and I always think it's fun to see how cliche and generic their personality is, their design and their abilities, stuff like that. It's still fun to see. Like that stupid director guy who looks like he's out of JoJo.
Oh yeah.
With this camera or whatever. He's fucking ridiculous. The kid with like the blades. Like there's just all these characters they introduced that I still think is fun. So at least they have plenty of ideas for like assassins. So many assassins apparently. But yeah, overall, I think season 2 was better than season 1. I don't remember what I graded season 1, so this will be interesting going into this. But I'm just going to go with what I feel. But I'm not excited for season 3, the same as I wasn't excited for season 2. But I still am curious about it. So when it comes out, we will likely watch it and do a season review again.
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
Just because the show for me episodically doesn't do much for me in terms of wanting to review every episode. But as a whole, I feel like we got a conversation out of this, so I feel like it was worth talking about. But I'm curious to see where they go, though.
I also don't think the show offers enough per episode to have
Yeah.
anything going on. Versus, like, I feel like in this whole season there was progress, and we were able to actually talk about that. So.
Yeah, like 4 major events basically, and all kind of leads to the same thing. But yeah, overall, I wasn't necessarily bored with it. I liked it enough. I didn't love it, but that's fine. Not every show we watch has to be amazing.
Yep.
But it's still, I think it still is like a fun premise. It's kind of fun to explore this ridiculous world that they've created. And yeah, looking forward to finding out what happens in season 3.
Yeah,
because I don't know. Anything else?
No.
All right, let's jump into grades.
Okay.
I'm feeling either a strong C+ or a light B-. Because it improved, I'm going to be nice about it. I'll give it the light B-. I'm not like super into it, but it's not bad. It's just kind of like there. But yeah, I liked it enough. It was fine.
Yeah. I agree. It's a B-. It is entertaining, right? So I think that alone puts it into B territory for me, but barely. I do think the story is Though fun enough, it's not just like it's kind of basic. It's like, and that's a lot of the shows. It's just kind of basic. But I don't like we kind of keep emphasizing that's fine. Like
Not every show can be Dan to Dan.
I mean, that's true. But yeah, overall, I had a good time with it. I watch way worse shows every season.
I have watched worse shows. Yeah.
I tend to make a point to watch at least one trashy show every season just to remind myself how good I have it with the good shows. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I had a good time. I am looking forward to season 3 just because I do, like I said, I think this season was much more interesting than season 1, and if they can keep that track going, I'll continue watching. So.
Somebody did say in the comments too when we did our season 1 review that the show or the manga gets better.
The story gets better. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm hoping you're right, and it did. Yeah. I don't know if it got like way better, but it definitely got better. So
I mean, that is pretty stereotypical though. Season 1 is always the intro season, so like season 2 is usually like, okay, do I love this show or not? So.
But some shows have a better hook, some don't. It took me like 3 or 4 episodes to get into Dan to Dan. So. Whereas like Kaiju number 8, I was into it by the first episode. So, it's all how you handle it. But and then some shows take until like the last 3 episodes for me to value the whole thing. Like Vinland Saga, I remember watching through that. I'm like, I'm not reviewing that right now, but like I remember watching there and we're like, the history's neat, but like I don't know if I really care about much of these characters. Then like the last 3 episodes happened, I was like, holy shit! And then the whole season was good all of a sudden in my head because I liked how it ended.
Was like, hopefully, I'm not going to annoy someone right now, but
no spoilers for other animes.
Steins Gate. I was going through the top shows on my anime list, and like Steins Gate's on like in one of the top shows, and so I tried watching it. Yeah, and I was like, I don't get it.
I've never seen it.
And I got to the middle of the show, and I went, oh, I get it now. And then the rest of the season was just like insane. I was like.
Okay,
slow burn. Okay. And then an event happens. And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's how. I wouldn't say Vinland Saga was a slow burn for me, but to value the story that was rolling out, I needed the big event that happens.
Yeah.
At the end of the season. So.
Yeah, I was talking to a coworker about that. I was like, I don't understand the show. I don't understand the show. And then like, I got to an episode and I was like, oh my God, I get it. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be like that. So anyways, tangent.
Yeah. So we both gave it a B-.
Yes.
Almost a C+ for me. I kind of regret not giving it that, but I feel like I need to give it something for improving. So let us know in the comments what you guys think about season 2 of Sakamoto Days. Talk full spoilers. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Do you think it improved since last season? Favorite episodes, favorite scenarios, favorite characters? Where do you think things are going? Unless you know, please don't tell us. And was it everything you wanted from it? And recommendations. If you have any recommendations, we're moving into the next season. We are cleaning house right now on all the shows we need to watch and getting the reviews out. Plan is to watch Ranma Half season 2. And then finally finish Shogun. We're going to do that ASAP once all these reviews are done. And then we'll be open for maybe one other anime or movie. Movie would be easy to do, or show. Just let us know in the comments. We can't guarantee we'll watch it, but we will take it into consideration. Mm-hmm. That's been our review. I've been Seth. This has been Chevy. Stay tuned. We will be doing Demon Slayer Infinity Castle spoiler-free review. I think we should not talk spoilers, but if you want to let us know. And Kaiju number 8. We got to finish that off and do a review of that
this weekend. Yeah.
Yep. So until then, we will talk to you guys later.